So there I was this morning eating my Cut. So there I was this morning eating my boiled eggs for breakfast when it came to me an idea for a video that I want to share with you here today. Judging by the title, I don't even really got to tell you what the video is about. I've never really thought about that. You know, sometimes I probably could just get right into the video because the title tells you what you're clicking on. Anywho, while eating my boiled eggs for breakfast this morning, I got to thinking. I'm cracking the eggs and peeling them off and dipping them in the salt. My God, that's probably super unhealthy, that much sodium at 6 a.m. But as I was doing all of this, I was reminded of dudes in prison. You know, I'm cracking my egg, I'm peeling it. That's not how you eat a boiled egg, Joe. You've obviously never been to prison. I'm kidding. But anyways, I was just reminded of some very annoying type of prisoners cracking their eggs, eating them over the trash can at the microwave, watching another guy cook his prison meal. These boiled eggs are from 3 days ago. I don't even know how long boiled eggs are good for. Gossiping over what they seen on the rec yard. Yeah, I seen little Timmy. Timmy was out there on the rec yard and next thing you knew his pants was down and he was running around grabbing at his joonies. What? I say all of that to tell you guys, today I want to share with you the top things smuggled out of a prison chow hall. And believe me when I tell you, boiled eggs, they're certainly on that list. Before we get into that, however, I do want to take a moment and address the sponsor of this video, an awesome VPN. That's right, a virtual private network called NordVPN. Now, folks, for those of you who don't know what a virtual private network is and how important it is to have one of these in these times, today in 2021, well, let me tell you. A virtual private network is going to hide your IP address. It's going to hide you and your identity from any would-be potential hackers that may be out there or lurkers trying to find where you at to get you swatted. You know, I never realized how important a virtual private network was until I did a little bit of research on it, and I'm glad that I most certainly have NordVPN myself. Because not only will a service like this protect your identity online, keeping you hidden from any would-be hackers, and also potentially prevent you from getting swatted. You know, a VPN can be used for being able to stream content. Let's say you're in a country that doesn't allow you to get on YouTube or Netflix. Did you know that there are 4 countries that don't allow Netflix? Netflix, for God's sakes. You should definitely look that up. It's pretty interesting to note what countries don't allow Netflix. But a VPN could make you appear to be somewhere else, in another country. As a matter of fact, as I'm filming this video right now, I'm somewhere in Africa. That's right. I'm in the Sahara Desert. That's in Africa, right? Think about when you're using your mobile device on public Wi-Fi. A McDonald's Wi-Fi, a Barnes and Noble's, a Starbucks, which you might think is safe. You don't know who's sitting around you trying to get your information, just waiting for you to log into your bank to get your credentials. You better get you a NordVPN, and if you use the After Prison Show exclusive promo code NordVPN.com/APSArmy, you're going to be able to get a 2-year plan with a huge discount and also an additional 1-month service for free. And there's really nothing to lose by protecting yourself online because if you sign up for this and you're not satisfied, folks, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. They've got 24/7 customer support. They've got over 5,200 super fast servers in 59 different countries. They offer double data encryption, and this is a service that can protect your data while traveling and especially in public places. And if you're not sold just yet, keep this in mind. NordVPN was awarded the best virtual private network in 2020. And NordVPN is also recommended by leading tech and VPN sources. So folks, definitely check out the link down below in the descriptions, NordVPN.com/APSArmy for a huge discount on a 2-year plan and an additional month service for free. And again, a very special shout out to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. And now, without further ado, what do you say we go ahead and we dive That was me smuggling something out of the chow hall, head first. I know it probably looked a little sus right there, into Do you know that I tried to dabble with a ASMR channel at one point? Joe does ASMR. Don't subscribe to that channel because I'm no longer creating content for that, but definitely subscribe to my other new channel, which I'm uploading content to quite frequently now. If you missed the vlogs, the houses, the flips, any other type of updates, anything not prison related, check out Joe Does Stuff. Joe Does Stuff. Head first up into this video. The chow hall. It's where you're gonna go to eat. It's also where you're gonna go to meet up with potential other gang members or lovers or friends. It's where people are gonna mingle. It's where they're gonna gossip. Again, it's where you're gonna eat, especially if you don't have a ramen soup up in your locker. But it's also, the bus terminal, basically, of where prisoners are gonna attempt to steal things from. And again, here today, we're going to talk about those top items that are getting stolen up out of the chow hall and why. Starting first with what I mentioned at the beginning of this video, boiled eggs. Boiled eggs will hold you over. They're like a meal. 2 boiled eggs, that's going to hold you over something decent. Not to mention if you got a ramen soup back in your locker and you're able to get those boiled eggs back, somehow you end up with a little wasabi, maybe some soy sauce off a commissary, you could damn near make you a lo mein up in that money. Crumble up them boiled eggs, put that up in there. Actually, I think you use like a fried egg, maybe a scrambled egg in the lo mein. I'm not exactly sure. But adding egg of any sort to a ramen noodle is a hell of a thing to be able to do. You souping that money up like it's a Honda Civic hatchback with the spoon motor up in it. Only reason I know about a spoon motor is from Gran Turismo. Shout out to that throwback. But boiled eggs, definitely one of your top items getting smuggled back. Some dudes are gonna trade for the boiled egg tray. Hey, yo, they got boiled eggs, who trying to trade? I got a sweat meat sandwich tray. I got the lunch tray for your boiled egg. You might have dudes coming up out of that chow hall with more eggs up under their belly than a damn duck. And I don't know how many eggs a duck lays. Maybe a chicken would have been a better analogy. But yo, boiled eggs, that's a survival tactic right there. Like, that's a survival meal right there. And it's not just the boiled eggs. You might get the regular uncooked eggs getting smuggled out of there. Maybe you got to connect with somebody in the tray room who somehow got to connect with somebody on the line who somehow got to connect with somebody in the dairy cooler who got the eggs. A fun fact, little trivia fact for you guys real quick. When it comes to a whole egg uncooked, you don't even need the shell. Dudes are gonna crack them monies open and put them up inside of a glove, tie that money up like a dope bag, tie it to their and they Gucci. They coming back with a baker's dozen strapped to the Ew. And why is there this little curly hair in my scrambled eggs? Oh, eggs. Definitely a top thing getting smuggled up out of that prison chow hall. We mentioned the eggs. What about the bread? Yo, when you ain't got nothing, or maybe you need it for something, maybe you got the peanut butter and jelly tucked up in your locker, but the bread though, and you're gonna be hard pressed to find you any bread that's not stale, that doesn't feel like a sanding block. I know a thing or two about a sanding block. I'm flipping a house. We've gone through quite a few of those. Check out Joe Does Stuff for more on that. But yeah, that bread oftentimes is gonna be hard as a but when you hungry and you ain't got, and you feel forgot getting that bread, something very easy to smuggle. I mean, you could just put that joint right in your waistband. Put it right in your waistband like it's a clip to a gun. That's how hard that joint be. Shit might break your teeth. But like I said, for the 5th time, if you ain't got nothing and it's late night and your stomach's growling, you tired of eating toothpaste and drinking cups of water, trying to fill your stomach up, you ever been so hungry you gotta drink water or eat toothpaste? Fluoride probably will kill you. But the bread, it's a nice little solve-all. Might sand away them hunger pains. I tried to tie in the sanding block thing. Not only your eggs and your bread, you've got the salt, which actually goes delicious with, your boiled eggs. Sodium, high blood pressure, what? We don't care. You gotta have salt on the eggs though. Because eggs without no salt, they just hit different. In my own personal fat ass opinion. If you're making ice cream, you're gonna need that salt. I mean, if you're making any sort of a prison meal and that sodium pack, I mean that seasoning pack from that ramen noodle just isn't enough sodium, you want to have the salt. Now you might wonder to yourself, Joe, where the hell are they getting the salt at? Does that come on the tray? Well, yeah, oftentimes it will, whether you're talking about the little individual single serving salts, or whether we're talking about an actual salt shaker. That's right, I've been to prisons that got salt and pepper shakers right there on the table. And ain't nothing more trifling, more state-struckedness than watching a dude up in the chow hall stealing the whole damn salt shaker. You know, ironically, it's never the pepper that gets stolen. Pretty interesting. That's a seasoning and a condiment just the same. But the salt, it doesn't really have a hell of a lot of purposes. You know, I mean, really, you're making ice cream, and the dude who's stealing the salt is usually the dude who's making ice cream. That's his hustle. Or you just got to have everything that ain't bolted down. Yo, shit, they left these salt shakers. Hey, who left these salt? They left the salt shakers for real. They left the whole salt shaker. Shit, I'm taking that back to my locker. And you told me you was driving a Ferrari out there? You had a Ferrari for real? You had the Rari? Ain't nothing gonna piss you off more than going up into that chow hall and being like, yo, they got them mashed taters on that dinner tray tonight. I'm about to put me a little salt and pepper on that money. Shake it like a salt shaker. And you get to your table and there ain't no salt. You look at the next table and there ain't no damn salt at all. Cause somebody done stole it. I mean, this is what we're talking about. I see now why you locked up for stealing a 40 of Steel Reserve. Talking about you was driving the Yari out there. You ain't have no Yari for real. You might have had a sorry when they caught your dumb ass stealing that Steel Reserve. You was a drunkard. But yo, if you think that salt ain't nothing special, well, wait until you hear this next extra unspecial thing that is most certainly a top food item being stolen and smuggled up out of that prison chow hall. Butter! For what? The butter that comes on the tray, I don't even know if it's real butter. It's probably not. You know, they cut it and they stretch it. I didn't realize that you could do this, but you can take butter and you can put it in this huge whipping pan and just add gallons and gallons of water to it and mix it up and boom. You got you even more butter. Sort of like baking soda and crack cocaine or something. Now you're probably wondering yourself, Joe, what you mean they be stealing the butter? How is this a top thing getting taken? I know where you are and I know what you did with that butter. God, I'm trying to hit the taken thing. How does it go? The butter comes on the tray, maybe for your sanding pad type of bread or biscuit or roll or whatever they got butter on the tray for. If you got butter, that's an added perk. You know, when you got a tray that's got a salt and pepper on it and you got you a little shot of some butter on it, boy, hey, this joint like room service. Not for real, but you just feel a little more special when they put that butter on the tray. So dudes will go up into the chow hall. They're gonna have the glove, the plastic glove, and you know they're gonna be scooping the butter. Hey yo, you gonna eat that butter right there? I couldn't help but notice you must be trying to watch your cholesterol. Hey, you ain't gonna eat that butter? Hey yo, let me get that joint in. And dude will have a softball. Joint gonna look like a half a chick. I don't even know what that is. Dude gonna have a big ass wad of butter stuffed up in a glove. Tie that money off like the dope bag and stuff that joint right down the pants. Might tie it off to the and he coming back with it. But why? Why? What you gonna do? You gonna butter up a ramen noodle? You could. You ever had butter on the ramen noodles though? Woo, boy. That is a life hack for real. Don't you go putting no butter on no ramen noodles. I'm trying to tell you, boy. You ain't never felt more special. Gosh almighty, boy, we got the continental ramen noodle. Them shits is smacking. Is that how it smacks? I can't keep up with these little youngins and the wordage and the verbiage that they be using these days. Interestingly enough, what butter is used for is making icing. You can make some bomb-ass cake icing with the butter. Now, outside of that, I don't necessarily know too many other uses for the butter except for one. And when I tell you this, you're going to be like, what? I know that's like a trending thing, like sound of TikTok, like what the There are in fact some dudes, women as well, dudes that think that they're women and there's nothing wrong with that, in prison, who will take that butter and use that shit as some sort of Vaseline or lotion. You may never have even realized you were locked up before. You could have been down for 10 years. You may have never even realized that you wore. But let you see a dude up in his prison mirror, smearing that butter on his damn face and his feet. God, the feet, the ashy elbows. My hands are actually quite ashy. I probably could use me a little bit of a lubricant. Let you see a dude putting that butter all over his body like he a rotisserie chicken. You're gonna be ready to go. You're gonna be ready to write a request form and say, yo, get me back in court for a sentence modification. I've got some pertinent information. Get me the out of here. I got to go. They are putting butter on their body like that shit is Nutriderm, Lubriderm, whatever that lotion is called. Like it's some, like it's some Olay. Dog, you is greased up like boy, and you know it's crazy to think about that. Two dudes rubbing butter all over their bodies. And here's another crazy thing. I just remembered this one. Now I heard about this. This was an urban legend. I don't know that this was true, but I'm going to share it with you. There once was a guy who was about to get in a fight with a bigger guy, a guy that he felt like and knew, probably knew, if you know that you're not going to win, you're not going to win. You have to believe that you will win. And sometimes when you know that you're not going to win, you have to do things to give yourself the upper hand. It's prison. There's no rules in fighting, especially in this particular story. So this one guy who felt like he was going to lose, he had to do whatever he could to gain an upper hand. He wasn't about to tell something. Who do you think this dude was? No, folks. When it was time to go, when them bars swung and it was time for him to swing, this dude came up out of the cell butt ball naked with the butter all over his body. You ain't gonna hit me and you ain't gonna grab me. You ain't gonna, I'm about to. I actually heard that he won that fight. Again, I don't know if there's any truth to that. Hey, if you haven't left a like on this video yet, or you've already disliked it, you know, you can click the like instead if you'd like to. Next on this list of top foods smuggled or stolen from the chow hall, you got your meat and poultry items. Now, if it's chicken, you got a chicken patty or some kind of a baked chicken, hands down, that shit is getting smuggled up out of there. That shit is delicious. With a ramen soup, you make you a prison pizza, the bacon ranch chicken pizza. Woo! I don't think we've ever made that here. We may need to do that, the prison version. But anyways, chicken is definitely coming up out of that chow hall. Dudes are gonna buy extra trays of that. Hey, yo, hey, boy, hey, I got a tray next year for that chicken. Not only is it gonna be your chicken patty or your baked chicken, bone-in chicken, you know, it can be hot dogs also. But those are really gonna be your two top meat and poultry items coming up out of that chow hall. However, just because they're gonna be their top items don't mean that they're gonna be your only items. Yo, you ain't ever smelled something so bad in your life than when a dude smuggles out that brake pad, boot heel, cow tongue, meat rock, mystery meat, loaf, and he heating that shit up in the microwave with his 2 sand and pad pieces of bread, and this dude about to make him a meat rock sandwich. Yo, my God! Hey, why it smell like burnt flesh up in here? Who died? What the you got in that microwave? A meat rock. A meat rock. You gotta go. Hey, go ahead and write a request form or I'm gonna do it for you. I'm also going to put that blade up under your mattress too and tell them you're going to kill a guard. You got to go. Oh no, we don't do that up in here. Cook a meat rock brake pad up in the microwave if you want to. Hey, that shit's disrespectful. That's like farting. That's like farting right there near a dude. You could be 10 feet away, but if you smell it, you about to smell them hands. You ain't going to hit me and you ain't going to grab me. You ain't going to, I'm about to. Milk can be another thing smuggled up out of the chow hall. Whether you got your cartons of milk, your bags of milk. Dudes are gonna get the milk back for cereal, for coffee, for making ice cream. Milk is something that can come, or making a stink bomb, weaponizing the milk. Let that shit sit for 3 weeks, add a little piss and some fecal matter to it, shake that money up, and let a guard say something sideways to you if they want to. Oh, you told me what? You told me what? You told me what? Couldn't do this without mentioning fruit. Another top thing getting smuggled up out of that chow hall. For what? Fermenting. That's for what? For fermenting. For making your prison pruno. Dudes are gonna have a rack of oranges coming up out of there. If they got oranges, dudes will smoke orange peels. I've done it, I ain't gonna lie. That shit don't do nothing though. But fruit's definitely coming up out of that chow hall. Or maybe you want to make a fruit salad. Maybe you got an apple, a banana. Sometimes they'll have watermelon. I've been some places where they had some watermelon. But most importantly, why that fruit's coming up out of there is for your alcohol. There's one final thing on this list. I want to go ahead and wrap this video up. It's actually a broad thing. I want to cover a bunch of bases that we probably didn't include, and that is your drugs and contraband. I know it's not food, but it's definitely something that can be exchanged and then smuggled up out of that chow hall. And that can relate to pretty much anything. Anything getting smuggled out of the kitchen to the chow hall to the housing unit. I didn't want to make this video super long, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up on that note. Folks, I truly hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment. And if I forgot to mention anything that you think is a top item or food getting smuggled out of the chow hall, not the kitchen, the chow hall where prisoners sit down to eat, leave a comment down below and let me know. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted and make the most of every day. Peace!